गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। टुडे हमने डिस्कस करेंगे, विल बी डिस्कसिंग अंडर कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग, दैट इज बजट एंड बजटरी कंट्रोल। दिस बजट एंड बजटरी कंट्रोल is a very vital chapter in your cost accounting and your for decision making purpose. First of all, under this chapter budget and budgetary control, we have to know what is the term budget. This term budget is very commonly used, be it in the government level, in the society level. Even you see that in your family also, when your father goes to the market, he has also planned for that. Today, how much amount he will have to give the marketing, he has a plan for that. Similarly, for a month, for a year also, in your family, there he is making the budget for your family, running the condition. Same situation in your case also. You have been given some amount in advance, your pocket expenses for a month. So that pocket expenses for a month, you cannot just like spend for that. You have to spend keeping in mind this much amount, you have to make it your entirely month. Suppose if you have been given 500 rupees your pocket money for a month, you have to spend that 500 rupees for the whole month. So that means you have to make a plan. You cannot just like that one party you can make it one day 500 rupees you spend and next day you will not having the money. So budget is the planning for that, how much you do have money and how much you have to spend for that. Now we are to coming to the discussion for our commercial terms and in an organization's part. Organizations respect commercial organization. Budget, what is the definition of budget? Budget is a quantitative expression of a plan. See, whatever plan will be there in your mind, it has to be expressed in monetary term. Quantitative expression, and for a period, particular period, for a 1 month or 1 year. So you have to make a plan for that. It is a quantitative expression of plan. It is nothing but a plan. Then what types of budgets you can make it? Sales, volume and recovery. How much sales will be there? How much recovery will be there? You can expect it that you can budget it for that. Resource quantity. How much resource you will be requiring? Cost and expenses, how much cost and expenses for that resource quantity. Assets and liabilities, that also you have to make a budget, your capital expenditure budget, cash flow, cash budget. So these are the various types of budgets you have to make it. Now automatically the questions comes, budget ka sath one term is very interchangeably utilized, that is for forecast. See, forecast also is a part of budget, but it will be a realistic forecast because it has a quantitative terms and very realistic forecast. Forecast matlab just like that you are thinking something. No, not like that. It has to be some realistic value will be there. It should be some planning, scientific basis, some planning will be there. Similarly, the budget is an yardstick. Yardstick matlab this is a standard. This is a base on which basis you can go further. Now we will be discussing for another part, that is your objectives. What are the objectives of budget? Why you are making a budget? Budget you have to make on the basis of planning. You have to plan for something, then only your budget stands. Plan means your systematic, your mindset, what thinking in your mind, you have to systematic way, you have to transform it into monetary terms. So that is for planning stage. Coordination. What is coordination? Budget cannot be done independent for one department or two departments, or even if you do for different departments, coordination among departments will be needed. That will be discussing in the subsequent part of these discussions. Control. See, whatever your planning and coordination is there, without control nothing will happen. So you have to make a proper control for the entire planning and coordination part. So without control nothing can be done. Then what are the benefits of budget? Systematic and smooth coordinations among various departments. You see, you do have different departments like in an organization. So we will be talking always commercial organization, that is your marketing, that is one your sales, that is your productions, that is administration, accounting, finance, storekeeping, sales, all these things. So various departments are there. So you have to make a coordinations among departments. Without coordinations, you cannot go ahead. By planning and controlling of the income and expenditure, you have to plan for that, how much income and how much expenditure is required for the next financial year in advance. So that is also planning and controlling of income and expenditure. You can make it under budget. Ensure sufficient availability of working capital. You see that working capital is very vital. In some other video we have discussed what is working capital. Working capital is nothing but your regular expenditure to meet up your current these things. So purchase of material, payment of salary, etc. Sufficient working capital, it will be available there. Then compare actual performance with the predetermined parameter. You see, always budgetary control always budget is your this actual performance. Budget is just plan, no. So it cannot be matched with your actuals, but you are to always, it will be compare with your actuals. Now next part, our important discussion, that is what is your budgetary control. Now we will be talking about what is budgetary control. Budgetary control, what is that? It is a systematic process. Systematic process of what? Management uses the budgets prepared at the beginning of the accounting period, then analyze the actual results at the end of the accounting period and to set important measures for the next accounting year. See what we understand from here. This is the systematic process. One thing we understand. Budget when it is prepared at the beginning of the accounting period. Then at the end of the year, you have to analyze actual results. Budget ka sath, this planning ka sath, actual result, where you stand, and important measurement for the next financial year. So you see that budget and actual, it may not match or cannot match in any situation. But what is the difference? How much difference we can accept for that? If it is so major different, so then questions of measurement, important measures, set measures, you have to take it, and regular you have to review that budget. Why it is not match, how it is not match as per your requirement purpose for that. So this is also one part. Next we will be coming for these things. What for this we are making this budgetary control. This budgetary control we are making it for accounting control purpose. Accounting control is an important part. Next, systematic management. See, management systematic way operations करने के लिए your budget and budgetary control required. Then budget we have to make for each department and division, and continue comparison actual performance with that of budget. Then continue comparison actual performance with that of budget, taking suitable actions to achieve desired results. See what we are talking about here. This is the systematic process, all these things. Account and control one part that we are making for budget. Systematic management part you are to making for that, and budget what you are making for different departments and divisions we are making. And next part our will be continue comparison actual performance with that of budget. See, always budget का purpose है, it is a you have to compare with the actual. So if you don't compare with the actual, there is no need of preparing the budget. Then next step, taking suitable actions to achieve desired objectives of result. You see, sometimes your budgets may not match with that, so you have to review it and you have to rectify suitable actions, necessary corrective actions you have to take it to reach your desired results. So this is the thing. Now your next point we have to discuss here, that is your budgetary control versus standard costing. Both are interlinked. Budgetary control and standard costing, because both budgetary control is a plan for a year and standard costing is the accounting purpose to set standard for your cost and expenses, all these things. So both are interlinked for this budgetary control and standard costing purpose, though both are interrelated and interconnected. Next is there, what are the different types of budgets? If we take wise the function wise, that is one master budget you are preparing for the whole organization, and another thing you are making as a functional budget. So functional budget is, why functional budget? Different functionalized, different department wise budgets we are making. So next, this function wise budget, various departments in an organizations we have to make the budget. Number one, your sales budget. Number two, purchase budget. Number three, production budget. Selling and distribution cost budget. Labor cost budget. Cash budget and capital expenditure budget. You see that when we are talking about here, this is the thing, master budget. If you do the master budget, that is the organization as a whole, you are making a master budget. So master budget should be supported by your various departmental budget, because you have to make it the sum total. If you understand that how, if you have a accounting, your 3-tier system, you are making the accounting, your depot level, branch level, division level or region wise, and the corporate level in your company structure if you are doing. So here also various function wise you have to make it budget. Unless and until you make the various functional budget, you cannot make your master budget. So that is the thing. Your main operation wise, sales, how much you are targeting sales, you have to project for that. To meet that sales, how much purchase you have to make it, what is the raw material purchase, what is the expenditure for this. Similarly, to purchase of material, what for, this is for production, so production quantity also you have to make it. Next is selling and distribution cost budget, so how much selling and distribution expenditure you are allowing. Next is your labor cost budget, because after material you have to a considerable amount you have to spend for on your labor cost, so that's why your labor cost budget also very important. After that you have to make it another budget, that is your cash budget. You see that cash budget is nothing but your cash flow statement, so that we will be discussing in our next video all these practical problem wise. So cash budget, why you have to make it? Suppose you do have profit maximum, that doesn't mean that you have a working capital sufficiency, so your cash flow positions you have to understand. So there you have to plan for your cash budget in advance and you have to compare with the actual cash flows. Then your capital expenditure budget. Why capital expenditure budget? You have to plan for a capital expenditure and you have to allocate fund for that. Otherwise there will be a contradictions and mixture or mismanagement between running cash flow as well your capital expenditure. So today we have discussed the basics of your budget and budgetary control part. In my next video, I will be coming with your details of your practical problems in different department-wise budget and your master budget vis-a-vis your cash budget as well as your capital expenditure. आज के लिए इतना तक. Have a good day.